Hi everyone. I'm Flavio from Portugal, and first and foremost, I'm really thrilled to be here. And thank you for the ones that made this happen and for having me and for lending me the spotlight to this unique opportunity to give my testimony and contribute once again for your success. And I hope you all had a great time in your groups and that you were able to unlock new horizons. I know I had a blast in my group. This has been a blessing so far, having the chance to be a participant and then becoming a facilitator, and how now going for the third time in a row as one is truly amazing. Having both experiences and perspectives and understanding that God is putting me in the position to lead for a reason. And even though sometimes I think I'm not qualified, I keep saying to myself, being ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision. If you understand this, you will be able to conquer a lot more for your life and to be the lighthouse someone is out there longing for. Take that leap of faith because home may be just two arms wrapped around you when you're at your worst. That feeling of embrace comes from God. Being able to cast out your shadows and to shine a bright light on them with the help you have here on High Noon. It's the same thing as having these brothers, this support system that reminds us of what we are here for and keep us accountable. So what helped me grow, heal, and overcome my shadows, you ask? Sharing before it becomes a problem. I had to heal so I could hear what's being said without the filter of my own wounds. So ask yourself, are you still allowing your wounded inner child to pick your romantic patterns? Let that sink in because everyone wants healing, but healing is a doing word. When it comes to moving on from your trauma, the word healed does not exist. Give yourself some gratitude for where you are. You are healing, and you should be really proud of yourself. Healing is a process, and you are in that process. Appreciate where you are because you are on your way. Look at me. I came from a household that the word sex is practically a sin and it's absolutely forbidden to engage in those type of conversations. And to be able to break the code is difficult, but so worth it. To be the champion in my lineage brings me so much fulfillment to create this safe environment for my future family and use the tools High Noon gift us all the time for free. So my kids and grandkids will have a much easier life ahead of them than I had myself. Because my parents only cared about the ideal and didn't care about how I was really feeling inside, how worried I was, and couldn't speak to them at the time. I had to be my own accountability partner since day one. I'm still stuck on this double life sometimes, but at least they're happy I'm taking care of their responsibility in fixing me, if you can say that. So in some weird way, I can let their hearts rest and work on myself and take ownership for my life. I don't want to get too deep, so I just gonna say they gave me the perfect example of what not to do. But life gives you two options: become a bitter person or become someone no one needs to heal from. Be a genuine kindness soul that is able to give grace towards every situation that others feel or are going through. Because people can only meet you as deeply as they met themselves. That's why today I want to also pay homage to the people that made me get this far, that gave me shelter to the broken version of me. Also, David Hughes, a shout out to you. You're the brother God sent my way to open the doors for me to get this far. And it's funny because it's perfect timing. Another edition of The Pilgrimage is starting as we speak. It was at that sacred place in Korea that I got the most important turning point of my life and for the future God wanted for myself. And I was able to approach my sexuality and the issues that were troubling me for so long in a new, warm, and better light with the best support God could have sent my way. Because growing up, I never had a relationship that had transparency, communication, or accountability that was prioritized. So let me explain. Long story short, last summer I was in the Hyunjung pilgrimage in Korea, and David Hughes was there. David Hughes was there too, and keep in mind that God really does work in mysterious ways, because there was a night that we had testimonies, and David gave one of them. He shared his heart in a very, very, very um, genuine way and beautiful way to witness. Even though he was talking about very serious things that he had gone through himself, I felt drawn to how honest and sincere he was at the time and at the moment, even being under the spotlight where everyone gets a little shy sometimes. It really impacted me so much that after I thanked him for his bravery and courage to own up to his truth and ask for a one-on-one and open up about my situation, where I was at, struggles that and challenges that I was facing. And he was able to give me grace and offer a safe place without judgment. So he introduced me or recommended High Noon and his programs and to this wonderful team behind it and what they have to offer. So they have been helping and promising young brothers like myself to own up to their shadows and become their best versions of themselves. I was thrilled to start investing in this part of me that has been neglected throughout all these years. And looking back and reflecting now, I can clearly see that God is way ahead of us, paving the way according to our needs, desires, and the foundation we have. We are all instruments of God. And the way we act and speak towards others can be the key for someone's bright future. If we would look at our lives from a higher perspective, I know we can say that the experiences that we've accumulated are even too expensive for a price tag. So basically, the one thing that brought me here was someone's genuine courage and heartfelt sharing, the ability to be vulnerable and allowing himself to do so, because we are our limits. It was David, but it could be anyone, really. That's why your honesty and openness is for sure someone's version of perfect. So you would be surprised at who is watching your journey with God and being inspired by it. So fast forward, I got to be a participant in core and after that on Ascend. And I must admit, even if sometimes if I didn't feel like joining the calls after, I had to push myself to attend, and my day would have changed and the clouds were just disappearing. It was like the day just started at the moment. That's why I cannot emphasize this enough. You make the group calls a success or not, depending on how your commitment is to them and the investment you pour into each session. We can create a memorable time or make excuses instead. So it's up to you. The choice is in your hands. You are the only thing getting in your way. I guess most of the things in our life that we think we suck at or we just need a new perspective, a new approach, a new meaning to them. Even when you relapse for some reason, you cannot forget all of the battles you've won previously. We forget too easily. That's why we give up too quickly. Celebrate the small victories and allow yourself to take a break when it feels too much. The universe is not in a rush. You are. Remember that. You're exactly where you need to be. So little by little, I'm giving more and more room inside of me for the things that are from God and enriching my spirit. There's something we can all ask ourselves: why we keep things in our life that we know are no good for us, and then we blame them for how we feel. Have courage to let go and let God. We have different reasons to join these programs, but the end goal is exactly the same for everyone. That's one of the things that keeps me going, focusing on the long run. But I couldn't do it alone. We need people that care, that understand our hearts, our worries, our fears, and are able to create a safe corridor for us. Ainun gave me that and is doing the exact same for everyone that is willing to take that leap of faith. We all have bad habits around sex. We all have our own stories, our own backgrounds. It's time to forgive ourselves often, embrace the lessons, and give ourselves the grace to move forward. God did not bring you this far for no reason. Things might be hard for you to handle, but God will still make a way for you. Almost like my favorite quote: when there's a will, there's a way. And this is how I pursued became a facilitator right after finishing my first cycle as a participant. And I'm so grateful that Hainun and the people involved, you know who you are, were able to see the potential in me and entrusted me with more responsibility, taking care of the groups of brothers, looking for the same thing as I was looking for, a way to feel a way to feel cared for and understood, someone that can cherish their accomplishments as they were their own. Now I'm supporting and providing the love for a lot of brothers, the same love and guidance I would want someone to have given me growing up. Life is better when we have someone that offers a certainty, someone that sees your worth and potential without needing proof or reminders. And if you ever think your path is hard, know that your calling is higher. So, and this is not all. This allowed me to also stay connected to the community and to meet a ton of new brothers and strengthen my sense of brotherhood that I admit I was lacking from my teenage years. This has been a sincere offer to God and the same time helped me build the substantial foundation for my matching and blessing journey. Because when we turn away from serving and loving God and live for ourselves, we create the ideal conditions for Satan or evil spirits to act. The most effective way to solve our problems is to get out of ourselves and turn to others, because is how we work to fulfill God's will. And true love there's a lot of things that I learned from this journey, that true love grows out of respect, honesty, friendship, and establishing a genuine connection with someone. Some people forget that long lasting relationships come with boring days, arguments, days we barely talk, and forgiving each other. We are happier if we experience hurricanes, rainstorms, and thunder as part of our ups and downs of life, and pursue the ideal of love, experience such diverse feelings rather than comfortably living through our lives. So this to conclude, I really hope you can take something out of this, things that I just said, and that I made it clear that that I was able to achieve it with the messiest couple of challenges I faced. So can you do the same? I'm now currently matched and waiting to attend the blessing in April in 2025. And I keep reminding myself, and I had a lot of proofs of that God had taken me on a journey I didn't know I needed to bring me everything that I've wanted. So thank you for listening and thank you for your attention. Back to you, Andy.
Thank you, Flavio. Yeah, we can give it up for your testimony. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing your journey, from the beginning in quite poetic language, right? How the core program, Ascend program, everything is considered.
Sorry if it was too much. I had a
Oh
lot more
no.
things to say, but the time is limited.
Yeah, it's a short time slot. I'm sure there's a lot more that's part of that story. Thank you.